Hello, my name is Marcel Mitchell. I'm a senior student at the University of Mount Union, major in exercise science and minor in entrepreneurship. To me, diversity simply means is differences, differences on all different levels, starting small, differences within our hair, within our eyes, within our skin complexion. And to me, I actually like learning about diversity because, I didn't really grow up around a lot of diversity. Um, I grew up in an all-black neighborhood, whereas I'm simply just around family. We're all kind of like the same religion, all from the same place, same culture, all that kind of the same. And when I went to school, I grew up in a school that was predominantly um, white and Hispanic, where the only African Americans in my class were my cousins and stuff. And we're all kind of from the same neighborhood, so I didn't really get to know. I didn't get to know like more about my culture from people like from different places and stuff. And shout out to Mount Union. They really um, um, allowed me to be in a culture where it was a little more diverse than where I grew up with, but I also was able to get different perspective, on diversities from like my peers and other African American students from all across the world. And and also in my negotiating diversity class I took out at Mount Union, I was able to dive even deeper and take a trip to a Hindu temple in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I grew up from from a Christian church, Baptist, and we were kind of really structured, scheduled, and it was really a lot about like tradition and stuff. And I never really got to experience anything else inside of a church. And then going to this Hindu temple, being able to see how they operate things, and how they have multiple different gods, and how just like the structure is on like their time schedule, just something really different. And at the time during this while I'm there, I'm just like, wow, this is you know I'm accustomed to wanting to say weird, but it's not weird because it's kind of like well all they know. They probably would think, oh well, my church is kind of weird, but just being like that, like diversity again, just like seeing the difference and stuff. And like I'm able to like realize like you know that's normal for them. It's kind of like a normality type of format and things, like kind of what we all raised around in our cultures and things. And another thing too, I learned about like being African American. You grow up and you learn about how our ancestors and everyone was slaves and things like that. And how we're from Africa. And how we were like segregated, went to all these segregation in schools and everything like that. And learning about diversity and stuff, I was able to learn out and realize it just wasn't against black people. The first Exclusion Act was against the Chinese people. And I was just like, wow, like you think like the stereotypes and stuff. You think Chinese people are always they're rich, they're really smart. Well, Asians, I would say, all these type of things. But they're kind of with the United States, they're kind of in the same circumstances as us African Americans. Well, I'm African American, and stuff. And so diversity is just really unique. It's a really broad term. Like I said, you can kind of like dissect it in like so many different ways. And being in this course, negotiating diversity course, I was able to hear responses and get feedback and stuff from my peers. Like college, college, everyone's coming from different type of places, different cultures, different upbringings, and that's a really great, it's really great, for kids that want to learn more about diversity because, um, although Mount Union, it wasn't that much African Americans, but there was quite a few I was able to learn about them and see different upbringings, within my race. And that was really really key for me, really important to me, because obviously those stereotypes was just floating around all in my head and stuff. And like in my class negotiating diversity, just talking about it, just to be able to hear the different responses, from you know my the people in my class, just wasn't all blacks. There's some whites, Hispanics, some I think you had someone from Asia. You have someone from Asia, and just be able to hear the feedback from all the other college students and hear about their upbringing and stuff. Really really good for me, as well, because like I said, I kind of grew up where everything was always kind of like the same. Everyone kind of believed in all the same and stuff like that. But this class at Mount Union has been really good. I'm broadening my horizon about diversity, and after college, I'm planning on becoming a professional teacher. I'm planning on teaching at the high school, and I'm sure there's going to be diversity there and stuff. Being able to understand where other kids and stuff is coming from, and being able to always be open-minded. And this class has really helped me become more open-minded because not that I always believe in what someone else says or I believe it's true or anything, but I respect everything. Like you providing with a good rationale, I'm respecting your rationale, and I'm more understanding of where you're coming from. Like, oh, okay, I don't believe in that, but I see where it's coming from. So being a professional and going into teaching and stuff like that, I don't get to choose my students. I don't get to choose their nationality or their race. Where they're coming from, but I want to be really open to them and really susceptible to them, and be able to talk to them about that. If this conversation never occurs. So I am really excited for my future and my growth within diversity and continuing to learn about this topic. It's been really great discussing it within this class. I wish I could talk about it more and just keep learning within this class. It was really great, but I definitely would start doing some of my own research about diversity, and I'll definitely immerse myself into a diverse culture because man, it's just like no other. And I ended up studying abroad, going to Brazil for a semester my junior year, and man, that culture was just a little culture shocking, just on a little bit on how they live things. But I believe I emerged pretty well in the the Brazilian culture and diversity. And I didn't know that Brazil actually was one of the last countries to abolish slavery, to get rid of slavery. And also, there's more African Americans in Brazil than any other race. So that was just like a big difference for me from like back home and then going to college and stuff. And just although we feel like, oh, we're all African Americans, but it was still a little different. We're different upbringings, but like we're all humans, and I understand that, and that's, and like we always look at our differences, and discuss them, but sometimes I think we need to sit down and discuss our similarities. Like you'll be surprised on how much similarities that you have with other people, even outside of your race. So I'm really excited for my future again to talk about this, and hope everyone has a great day. Thank you.